Some people will drain every ounce of life from you and never look back. They'll take your energy, your time, your peace. And when you're standing there empty, wondering what happened, they'll already be gone, looking for the next person to bleed dry. This isn't about being heartless. This is about survival. Because there are 5 types of people walking through your life right now disguised as friends, family, lovers, who are quietly destroying you from the inside. And the worst part? You probably keep helping them, over and over, wondering why you always end up exhausted, used, and alone. I'm going to show you exactly who these people are, and once you see them clearly, you'll never unsee it. Pay attention, because ignoring this will cost you years. Number 1, the person who only remembers you exist when they need something. Think about it. When was the last time they reached out just to check on you? Not because their life was falling apart, not because they needed money or a favor or someone to fix their mess, just because they cared. You can't remember, can you? Here's what's happening. They don't miss you. They miss what you do for them. And there's a brutal difference between those two things. Every time they call, you drop everything. You show up. You give. And the second they get what they need, silence. Until the next crisis. This is called transactional attachment. You're not a person to them. You're a resource. And the moment you stop being useful, you stop existing. Stop being someone's emergency contact when they won't even pick up the phone when you're the one drowning. If you're finding this valuable, a quick like lets me know you want more psychological insights like this. Your support keeps this content coming. Number 2, the person who loves their problem more than your solution. You've sat with this person 100 times, listened to the same story, the same pain, the same crisis. And because you care, you offer real help, step-by-step solutions, clear paths forward. And every single time they have a reason why it won't work. It's too hard. You don't understand. They're different. Weeks pass, months pass, nothing changes. Same conversation, same excuses. Here's the truth most people can't accept. Some people don't want their problem solved. Their suffering is giving them something: attention, sympathy, an excuse to stay stuck. And every time you show up with answers, you're feeding the cycle. You're giving them permission to stay broken. Real help sometimes means stepping back and saying, I believe you're capable of more than this, then letting them prove it, or not. You cannot drag someone out of a fire they're choosing to stay in. Number 3, the person who takes your advice then blames you when it fails. This one will make you question your own sanity. They come to you desperate. You give them your honest best, thoughtful advice that costs you something to give. They thank you, they take it, they walk away. Then something goes wrong, and suddenly it's your fault. You told me to do this. If I hadn't listened to you, none of this would have happened. And because you have a good heart, you start believing them. You carry guilt that was never yours to carry. Listen carefully. You are not responsible for what someone else chooses to do with their own life. You didn't force them. You didn't make their decisions. They chose. And that choice belongs entirely to them. The moment someone turns your kindness into a weapon against you, understand what's really happening. This person cannot take responsibility for their own failures. So they reach for the nearest caring person and make them the villain. If you stay in this cycle, every bad choice they make will eventually carry your name on it. I'm curious, have you ever encountered any of these tactics in real life? Drop a comment and share your experience. I read every single one. Number 4, the person who competes with you while pretending to be your friend. This one breaks people quietly, because this person doesn't look dangerous. They show up. They say the right words, but something feels slightly wrong. When you share good news, they congratulate you, but the warmth isn't really there. Just behind the smile is something cold. When you share a dream, they don't cheer. They question. They list reasons it might not work, not like someone who cares, but in a quiet, deflating way that leaves you feeling smaller. When you succeed, they immediately mention something bigger they've done. When you struggle, they seem almost relieved. This is covert envy. This person measures themselves against you constantly. Your growth makes them feel like they're falling behind, so they stay close enough to watch, but never close enough to actually push you forward. Because if you rise too high, the gap becomes unbearable for them. Ask yourself this: after spending time with this person, do you feel energized or drained? That heaviness you feel has a name. It's the weight of someone else's envy pressing down on your spirit. If you're still with me, you're already ahead of most people. Hit that like button if you want to see part 2, where I reveal the even darker side of this. Number 5, the person who wants to be rescued but refuses to change. This one will bring you to your knees, because this person often has real pain, real wounds, and you want so badly to see them okay. So you carry them. You speak life into them. You stay when everyone else leaves, but they keep going back to the same patterns, the same destructive choices, the same cycles you've watched destroy them 100 times before. And every time they fall, you catch them. Every time they break, you rebuild them. You pour your hope and belief and precious energy into them, like your love alone can fix what's broken. But here's the most painful truth in this video. You cannot want someone's healing more than they want it themselves. You cannot carry a person up a mountain they're refusing to climb. All you're doing is destroying yourself on a journey they never intended to take. There comes a moment when you have to ask yourself a question that will hurt. Am I actually helping this person, or am I just making it easier for them to stay broken? Sometimes your constant rescuing removes the very consequence that would have finally made them change. Before I wrap this up, make sure you're subscribed. This channel is all about giving you psychological power others don't have. Don't miss the next video. So here's what you do. Think of one person from this list. One whose face came to mind the moment I started talking. One you've been making excuses for. One you keep going back to even though it costs you everything. Now ask yourself this: what would my life feel like if I finally stopped giving that person what they haven't earned? Not what would their life look like. What would yours look like? Because the most important relationship you'll ever have is the one you have with yourself. And every time you abandon your own peace to rescue someone who refuses to be saved, you're sending yourself a message. That message says everyone else matters more than you do. Today you decide to change that message. You've always deserved better. You just forgot to believe it. If you made it this far, you now have knowledge most people will never understand. This is Soul Sync, where we reveal the psychology behind power. I'll see you in the next one.